will show you how to easily change the look of a space, or more importantly, a feel of a space. Space should be experienced, not just decorated. The owner of this dining room would like to take the feel from more traditional into a contemporary green experience. The dining room already has great paint fixtures, so to change the feel of this room, we're basically just going to create a really cool centerpiece that's going to run down most of the entire length of the table, and then just a few other accessories in the room. The centerpiece that we're going to be making is going to be kind of like a large trough, and we're just going to be making out of an expensive white board, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we have our boards that have already been pre-cut to 4-foot lengths, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make this centerpiece, which is going to be kind of like a large trough that we're going to be able to fill, and then the owner can change it with the seasons or the experiences that they want to create when they have friends over to dine. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drill pilot holes because this is an inexpensive whiteboard and we don't want it to split, and that will help with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm working on a work table inside today because the weather right now is too cold to be working outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and raise these boards up just with some scrap lumber, so I'm not going to drill into my work table. So basically what we're doing is we're just building a big box. However, I don't want the bottom of the box to be all the way down low. I want to raise it up a little bit and just leave a little bit of lip at the top, so then we can fill it with different natural elements and they won't fall out, but the box will look more substantial. So we're going to start on our frame right now. I'm going to be building a ledge around the bottom of my box so it sits up a little bit off the table. To attach the ledge, I'm just going to glue it before I put in the screw. And you just want to use a little bit of glue, you don't need too much. And you want to glue both sides of the board. And go ahead and just kind of spread it lightly around with your finger. And then attach it with your screws. I like to keep my projects neat as I go along, so I'm just going to kind of wipe off that little bead of glue right there and let it dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue to do the exact same thing on the longer pieces of board. Now that we've got our ledge built, we're going to go ahead and build our frame so we can attach our base. I've already glued, so I've just lined up my edges and put in my screws. Now that we've got our frame built, we can go ahead and set in our base. But before we do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put more glue down along our ledge. I know it seems kind of gross to get glue all over your fingers, so I usually just keep a rag handy so I can just wipe them off as I go along. We've got all of our glue down. We're going to go ahead and put in our base. I've got it over here. It's been pre-cut. Now our box is going to be filled with natural elements, as I mentioned, with things such as rocks, shells, or maybe for a wedding shower, you could fill it with rose petals. Not planning on the top of the box being seen, but because you can switch it up so much, I'm going to go ahead and pick the prettiest side of the board, just in case it is. I like this side. So we're going to go ahead and set it in place. There we go. And now we have our centerpiece. The next step is prepping the box or our centerpiece for stain. So So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to sand it with some light sandpaper, kind of even up the edges and sand off any marks or stamps from the boards before I do the staining. When you're sanding, you want to go ahead and sand with the grain of the wood because you don't want to get cross scratches. Those will show up when you go to stain. Now that we're ready for staining, I'm just cleaning the sawdust off my work table, and I'm going to lay down a vinyl tablecloth so I don't get stain on my work table. We have to make sure that the tablecloth looks good for the camera. We're ready to go ahead and stain our centerpiece. The glue's dried long enough. And today we're just going to be using a regular wood stain. It doesn't include a varnish or anything like that, so you can easily apply it with a rag. Before you get started and open your can, you want to go ahead and shake it up really well, and then after it's open, give it a good stir. You always want to make sure that you wear latex gloves to protect your manicure, because stain will do exactly what it says. It will stain your fingers. So we're going to get our gloves on. Check out the color of this stain. All right, we just stirred this up, so now we're going to go ahead and get started. Just going to dip it in here. You can be generous if you want because we're just going to be rubbing it around. I like to start in the corner and kind of smush it down into the cracks. Just kind of rub around. Now applying more stain or less stain really isn't going to change the color of it. If you want to get a darker look, what you need to do is let the stain dry according to the directions and then apply a second coat. I'm really liking the color of stain that I chose for this project. It's going to tie in really nice with the rest of the elements when it's finished. Okay, so we're going to let this dry for a good 24 hours before we put it in the center of our table. The stain is dry and our centerpiece is finished. For this look and feel, I went ahead and I filled the centerpiece with different sized rocks, some tea lights, and this really pretty bamboo. It gives a real natural, comfortable feel to the room. You could fill the centerpiece with all kinds of different things for different feels or different events. You could fill it with flowers like rose petals for a wedding shower, coffee beans for a brunch, or even sand for a beach party. The ideas are endless. Check back next time, and thanks for watching.